Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a little project I've got going today. CS shifter boot bracket that clips down into the console broke, and every time he shifts into second, fourth, or reverse, this thing would just pop up out of the hole. And he just recently told me about it and asked me could I 3D print him one of these, and that's what we're going to be trying to do today. Whenever I get ready to draw something up on the computer like this, my favorite go-to tool, calipers, I like the digital ones. I've set them on millimeters because the program that I use uses millimeters. You can change it to inches, but my slicer, which is a program that gets it ready to 3D print, it uses millimeters, and it causes a lot of complications if you don't measure everything in millimeters. So I measure in millimeters. But I'll just measure, just like I'll measure this thickness on this end right here, and then I'll come down here and I'll measure this thickness, and I'll have to figure out a way to do the taper. You can see it's thinner on this end than it is on this end, and so there's a lot of problem solving you have to do when you draw these things up. And I'll caliper these little nibs that causes it to capture itself into the hole and get all those measurements. And just so I'm not going to bore you with all of that, but that's kind of my thought process. I start going and measuring. Like this piece right here, that's not that critical. I will get the depth right, and I will get it pretty centered, but I'm not going to actually just sit down and measure and just make sure I got it perfectly in center, because all that is, that's just a little clearance spot to go over a bracket. And the same thing back here. I'll get this one, because of where this one's at, I will probably put it in exactly the right spot. But there's some things you can get away with, and the more you draw up on the computer and print off, the more you know what you can fudge a little bit on and what you cannot. So anyway, this is going to be pretty complex. I figure to draw this part up, it's going to take me probably more than an hour, which is, these things are cheap. You can get them on Amazon for probably $8, and if y'all need one, I'll leave the link to one in the description. But I'm going to try to 3D print one just to utilize my 3D printer. But I guess what I'm saying is it's probably cheaper for me, as far as what I get paid per hour, to order one on Amazon and wait on it, or I can draw this up and I can get it today. So, but it'll cost me some time. So right now I've got a little time on my hands, so I don't mind doing that. So let me get in here on the computer and start drawing this up and see if we can get one printed or not. I'm not really sure how this is going to print, but I think it should work. I've got my 3D printed model here. I got to pull off the support. And there is my 3D printed model. Here is the here's the factory one. Here's the 3D printed one. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I made these exactly the right height. I made them a little bit thicker sideways just to try to give them a little bit more strength. I didn't put them in exactly the right spot. That was one of the things I knew that I could fudge on. I mentioned earlier. Same thing with the ones on the side. Everything is this hole, I did get it pretty much in the exact spot. I don't know if I'm holding that where the camera can see it or not, but it looks pretty much identical to the one I'm holding right here that's factory, except it's 3D printed. So now the test can I snap it in the hole and hold everything in place without destroying this? So that's the question with 3D printed parts. And I printed in the direction for the most strength, and I believe it's going to hold up just fine. I don't know that once I get it in if I'll ever get it back out without breaking it, but we'll see. So let's go pop this thing in. All right guys, I took one for the team. I pulled out my factory bracket that holds this rubber boot in, and see it's at work right now, and I couldn't wait to try this out to see if it worked. So I want to put this in now and see if it'll snap into place, and then I want to see if I can get it back out so I can put it into his. And if I break it, I guess I will print him another one. So this boot is made to go over. See, this has got a thicker spot right here. This boot is thicker on this end and it's shallower on this end. And I know the lighting is not going to be perfect because I'm in a kind of filming in a shadow area, and my Jeep is, all the console is black. This piece I'm working on is black, but maybe you can see what I'm doing. So okay, all of that is on, and now it's ready to snap into the hole. So I'm going to try to start with the back. See if it'll shift back and then press down. Fits perfect, absolutely perfect, good and tight. I couldn't have asked for a better result than that right there. Now I wonder if I can get that back out, or is it going to break? So now we'll see if I can get this out. I don't know that I can without breaking it. I've got enough time to print another one before Seth gets home if it does break. This was a 6-hour print, so it takes quite some time. I'm gonna try to get it out the way I got my other one out. I can get one end clear. And I did get it out without breaking it. So that is a very, very successful 3D print for any of you that's interested. I know this don't interest everybody, but a 3D printer is a good tool to have. Nothing broke on it, it come right back out just like the factory one came out. So Seth will be happy when he gets home, and I have him a bracket to put in his Jeep. I should have put this in his, but mine's not the one that broke, his is. But I honestly couldn't tell any difference between my 3D printed one and this one. Well guys, I know that's a super quick video. It's just something I could do without having to utilize Seth to be my grunt man to do all the wrench work. That's just something I can work up on the computer. So anyway, appreciate y'all coming today and watching. If you liked the video at all, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you hadn't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'll see y'all next time. We'll see what we got going then.
Yeah.